الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Your Majesties, Your Royal Highness, distinguished guests, brothers and sisters, dear distinguished teachers, today is a day for great happiness to me, and I am so much humbled that the committee has selected to me to this conference. Before giving my presentations, I would like to describe myself. My name is Chaudhary. I am from Bangladesh. At the present time, I am a student of this Ankara University, the Department of Mysticism. Thank you for coming here. Herkesin bu programa katılmak için ben de hoş geldiniz. Kapalı getirin diyorum. Dear brothers and sisters, today I would like to describe of the presentations like freedom of religion, faith and religious tolerance in Bangladesh, and I have already taken the case study on the tasawwuf, like Islamic mysticism. If I say in Turkish, for example, Bangladeş'te din özgürlüğü, inanç ve dini özgürlüğü, Islamic mysticism tasawwuf üzerine bir vaka çalışması. Distinguished guests, I have divided up my presentation like three parts. Part first, I would like to describe freedom of religion. For example, what is this? What is so much important as a present perspective? And religious tolerance. Why it is so much important for the global Muslim world? And second part, I will highlight the advent and influence of the Islamic mysticism in Bengal. Bengal, like that, for example, Indian subcontinent, it is one part of India and another part of Bangladesh. And I will highlight prominent Sufism in Bangladesh. And last part, I will say the contribution of Sufism to the freedom of religion and religious tolerance in Bangladesh. You know, Bangladesh is a South Asian country. How Sufism has been given to this country, I will highlight, for example, you know, Bangladesh is a Muslim country, like 90% out of 100% Muslim. And Sufism contributes to the decline of religious hatred. At the present perspective, if we say at the present world, like European countries and American countries, we will say there are a lot of crises like discrimination, like religious hatred in Europe as well as United Kingdom as well as America also. But if we say Sufism contributed to the decline of religious hatred in Indian subcontinent, for this reason I will highlight this. And if we say the freedom of religion, for example, you see this slide. The Holy Quran clearly stresses the importance of religious freedom. For this reason, if we say there are a lot of verses in the Holy Quran, if we say the one surah, like Surah Al-Kafirun in the Holy Quran, Allah says about this only for acceptance and exemplary of the religious tolerance, like Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun, la a'budu ma ta'budun wa la antum a'buduna ma a'bud, like this full surah. It is a one kind of exemplary of the religious tolerance in the world. And if we say the biography of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, we see Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has established a lot of agreement to establish the religious tolerance and freedom of religion in the Medina. Because first time when he transferred from the Mecca to Medina, at the time he has established one Islamic state to the Medina. At the time he has established, for example, religious tolerance and freedom of religion and faith to the Medina state. And if you say, for example, you can see that the formal agreement like Medina Charter 622, 45% of population, like different categories, like Jews also, and another, for example, Christian, and other groups to stay in Medina. Only for 55% Muslim stay in the Medina. At the time, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has established to the religious tolerance to the society of Medina in the present world. And if you say that, for example, another history of the Muslim country in the world, you can see, for example, there are a lot of symbols in that another religion, Christian, Muslim, Jews, and if you see the Muslim history, For example, the follower of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the lot of Sahabis, and if you say the Umayyad period, the Abbasi period, at the last time in the present world, like Ottoman Empire period, at the time we can see there are a lot of other groups, Umayyad, Abbasi, and Ottoman period, has established the religious tolerance and freedom of religion in the history of the Muslims. This time is over. For this reason, I will highlight the advent and influence of Islam in Bengal, how the Islam has been transferred from the Medina and Makkah to the Bangladesh. And if you say, for example, there are a lot of figures in the slide. For example, Sultan Mahmud, 1971, first time he has gone to the Indian subcontinent from the Afghanistan. After that, we have seen a lot of, for example, prominent president and also prime minister at the time. They have gone to the Indian subcontinent for establishing the Islamic perspective, Islamic society to the Indian subcontinent as well as Bengal. For example, if we say Slave dynasty, Khilji dynasty, Lodi dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty, Sayyid dynasty, and last of all, Mughal Empire by Jahaluddin Babur, 1526. And last time, England period, for example, 1857. And at the present time, 1971, Bangladesh is independent from the Pakistan. At the present time, Bangladesh is an independent country. For this reason, time is over. For this reason, I will only for little bit about discuss about the most prominent Sufis in Bangladesh. If you say, if there are one guy, for example, there are a lot of Turkish people as well as teachers do not know about the Shah Jalal. Shah Jalal is one of the person who came from the Konya in Turkey. He is a student of this Mevlana, Jalaluddin Rumi. After, for example, he came from the Konya to the India, for example, 1227. After he has established a lot of Arada and a lot of organization, a lot of institutions for preaching the Islam in the Bangladesh perspective. For this reason, at the present time, Bangladesh population are so much respect to the Shah Jalal Rahmatullahi alayhi. And if you say, for example, I will show these matters. For example, if you say as first slide, Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport, it is the main fast airport in the Bangladesh, and this airport is only for name of the Sufi, Hazrat Shah Jalal Rahmatullahi alayhi. After, if you say the second slide, Shah Jalal Islami Bank, it is also name of the Sufi, Shah Jalal Rahmatullahi alayhi. After second slide, third slide, you can see Shah Jalal University of Science and Technology. It is so much important university in the Bangladesh, and it is the name of the Sufi's perspective. After, if you say the Hazrat Shah Farah Rahmatullahi alayhi, he also born in Korea, Turkey. After, he has gone to the Bangladesh Sylhet, and he has established a lot of Islamic organizations to preaching the Islam in Bangladesh perspective. After, if we say Hazrat Shah Makhdum Rupush Rahmatullahi alayhi, he has also most figure Sufi in Bangladesh perspective. For example, if you say the Shah Makhdum airport in Rajshahi, only for Sufi Adi, Sufi, that means Sufi name at the Bangladesh perspective. After, if you say another slide, for example, there are a lot of medical hospitals and Shah Makhdum College and Shah Makhdum Dormitory like Yur and Shah Makhdum Idgah, only for name of the Sufi like Hazrat Shah Makhdum Rahmatullahi alayhi. After, if we say like the Khan Jadari Rahmatullahi alayhi, he is also most prominent Sufi in Bangladesh perspective, and he has established religious tolerance in Bangladesh. After, if you say Hazrat Shariatullah Rahmatullahi alayhi, he is also religious propagandist and indigo leader and anti-federal leader in the Bangladesh, and he is the leader of the Faraizi movement. You know, for example, 19th century, Faraizi movement is so much classical movement in the Bengal. At the time, he has established, he is the founder of this movement, and he has established a lot of religious tolerance in Bangladesh perspective. And if we say the another guys like Shaheed Tetumir, he is also one pioneer of Barasat rebellion, and he is also freedom fighter in Bangladesh perspective. For example, you know that Bangladesh is also part of the Indian at the time 19th century and 18th century. England has, for example, has gone to the Bangladesh, and East India Company are to rule to the Bangladesh as well as India. At the time, Shaheed Tetumir, he is also most prominent Sufi, and he has rebellion against the England. For this reason, he is so much important figure in Bangladesh perspective. If you say Shaheed Tetumir College in Dhaka, Bangladesh, only for name the Sufis Shaheed Tetumir. After, if you say the other prominent Sufi, for example, time is only for 50 minutes. For this reason, I will complete my presentation, and I will only for little bit say about these matters. You know, Father Adam Shahid, he is also much prominent Sufi in Bangladesh. Maulana Karamat Jaunpuri, Sayyid Ahmadullah Maisbandari, Hazrat Shah Nisaruddin Ahmad Rahmatullah Alayhi, Maulana Sayyid Muhammad Ishaq Rahmatullah Alayhi. There are so much figures in Bangladesh perspective. After I will say this slide. For example, you know, Bangladesh, there are 146 million Muslims in the Bangladesh, and there are 64 districts in Bangladesh perspective. I think that if you know about these matters, there are 64 districts in Bangladesh and 11 districts named only for Sufi saints. For example, if you say the Mirpur district, Bangra district, the district is involved only for Sufi names. And for example, Moulibazar district, 11. There are 11 districts is only for name of the Sufi saint in Bangladesh perspective. For example, I will describe the development of education of Sufism in Bangladesh. For example, Sufism is so much contributed in Bangladesh matters. For this reason, how can Sufism is contributed to the Bangladesh? They have established Langar Khana, like canteen, free food to the general people through the canteen. And second part, Sufi Khanka is also part of this preaching of the Islam in Bangladesh perspective. Dargah supremacy, traditional culture, after syncretic mysticism, and if you see the rituals. For example, it's so much important part of the Sufism in the Bangladesh perspective. After, for example, there are a lot of, and if you say, Sufism has established noble characteristics to the Bangladesh perspective, and there are a lot of Sufism participated in humanitarian activities in Bangladesh, and Sufism also contributed to the Muslim and also non-Muslim in Bangladesh perspective. Sufism only for example, do not discriminate in the Bangladesh perspective. They also established the religious tolerance in Bangladesh perspective. If you say there are titles about these matters. And last part, I will highlight only for example, only for this. You see, there are 169 million people in Bangladesh. For this, 90% of the Muslim and 95% of Hindu and 0.6% of Buddhist, 0.3% of Christians, and less than 1% is Ahmadiyya Muslim and like also. And if you say, for example, it's so much older if you say these matters. For example, according to the Constitution of Bangladesh, every religion of people gets vacations like holiday for their celebrating on national holidays according to the Constitution of Bangladesh. But if you think about the, for example, European countries.
Sorry for interrupts, but you have just 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. For example, if you say to the European countries and UK countries, you do not, if you are a Muslim, you do not get the vacation from the government. But if you say in Bangladesh perspective, the Constitution of Bangladesh has given 14 holidays to the Muslims, and if you say the Muslim Idul Adha and Idul Fitr, they are celebrating each other. And second part, Hindu, another groups, they are getting the vacation from the government like 10 days holidays, the Hindu culture. And Buddhists also get the 6-day holidays from the government, and this is the rituals of the culture. And Christian, they are getting the vacation from the government like 9 days holidays. In Bangladesh perspective, this is the symbol of the Christian. And small ethnic groups, other groups, they are getting the vacation from the 2 days from the Bangladesh government. And last of all, I would like to say these matters. For example, I will suggest 2 or 3 topics. At the present time, Bangladesh has one kind of country, but some political groups are so much interested to involve in the politics. They are using the Sufism to the bad activities. And if you say there are, at the present perspective, there are some imposter and hypocrite peers like Dewan Bagi and Rajar Bagi peer in the Bangladesh perspective. They are, for example, going through the shirk, like the sin of practicing idolatry or polytheism in the Islamic perspective, and there are some superstition in the present perspective of Bangladeshi culture. This is the main problem with the present issue. But if you say we do not, for example, we are believe in the influence of Sufism, and Muslim scholars have played an important role to the development of Muslim society in Bangladesh. And last of all, I will say, for example, Sufism had left a prevailing impact on religious, culture, and social life in South Asia. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you.